Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and welcome back to another video of what we know so far. Like I said last week, these are coming out every single Friday, and it will dive into Disney live action, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney Animation, 20th Century Fox, the whole works. Alrighty, and let's move on to today's video, which is covering what we know so far about the Haunted Mansion. And before we get into the nitty-gritty of the video, let's start off with a quick synopsis of the film. Haunted Mansion follows a doctor and her 9-year-old son who are looking to start a new life. They move into a strangely affordable mansion in New Orleans, only to discover that the place is much more than they bargained for. Desperate for help, they contact a priest who, in turn, enlists the aid of a widowed scientist turned failed paranormal expert, a French Quarter psychic, and a crotchety historian. Now let's move on to who is playing who. Now here's what's official. Daredevil star Rosario Dawson is playing Gabby, a single mother who purchases the New Orleans estate. Chase Dillon from the Underground Railroad is playing her son Travis. Loki star Owen Wilson is playing Priest Kent, a priest hired to help exorcise the ghosts. Comedian Tiffany Haddish is Harriet, a helpless psychic who is hired to speak with the spirits at the Haunted Mansion. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia star Danny DeVito is playing the smug professor. Get Out star Lakeith Stanfield is playing Ben Mathias, a man who was once an engineer working on a camera that could perceive paranormal activity, but after the death of his wife, his life fell to pieces. Now, he's an unenthusiastic ghost tour guide in the French Quarter of New Orleans who no longer believes in the paranormal. Halloween star Jamie Lee Curtis takes on the iconic role of Madame Leota, a psychic medium residing in the Haunted Mansion. Manifesting as a disembodied head inside a misty crystal ball, she is able to send sympathetic vibrations to summon ghosts from the spirit world so that the guests may meet them and join them in their swinging wake. Morbius star Jared Leto also takes on an attraction favorite, Alistair Crump, aka the Hatbox Ghost, whose origins have really remained a mystery in Disney lore, but in the Disneyland attraction, he has been tied to the bride, where he was implied to have been a suitor to her, and his head supposedly fading and returning with each beat of the bride's glowing, thudding heart. Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek and Winona Ryder from Stranger Things also have roles as ghosts, but who they are playing remains a mystery. While we can't confirm actors at this time, the hitchhiking ghosts and the singing busts will also appear in the film and will be filled by big-name actors in cameo roles. Alrighty, let's move on to what to expect visually from the film. Disney has yet to release anything official for the Haunted Mansion. However, the Diz Insider was in attendance at Disney's D23 Expo, and we were greeted with a first look at the film, which showed off brief looks at some of the ghosts and Madame Leota. And if you're a fan of how they look in the Disney attraction, you will be pleased with what you see. Not to mention, the mansion itself looks great. Also, fans of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, which looks completely different, will be in quite for the surprise. The film has had multiple test screenings, and according to some insiders who were in attendance, the movie is a lot of fun with some spooks that are sure to get people jumping out of their seats. DNEG is working on the visual effects, and while you might not recognize the name, you definitely know their work, having worked on the visual effects for hit films including the Harry Potter franchise, Inception, Mulan, Jungle Cruise, Aladdin, Avengers Endgame, and Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. They are currently working on the visual effects for Peter Pan and Wendy, Furiosa, which is the Mad Max prequel, and Eli Roth's Borderlands. Alright, let's move on to some music. While this project isn't a musical, the movie will bring the iconic sounds and score of the attraction to life. King Richard composer Chris Bowers has been brought on to score the film, re-teaming him with the director Justin Simien following their Hulu horror comedy, Bad Hair. Now here's an age-old question that we're going to throw into every single video. When is the Haunted Mansion first look coming? Well, we at the Diz Insider don't really have any good news. But as previously mentioned, we are still 6 months away from the film's release, but Disney loves cross-marketing, which makes a ton of sense. I'd expect our first look at the project in May, as the Walt Disney Company has Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and The Little Mermaid set to release. The film is directed by Dear White People director Justin Simien and written by Ghostbusters writer Kate Dippold. The Haunted Mansion is scheduled to be released on July 28th, 2023. And be sure to stick with us here at the Diz Insider as we continue to cover this project and more from the Disney company. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully this gave you guys a little more insight as to what to expect from Haunted Mansion when it hits theaters this July. Make sure to like this video, comment if you want to, and hit that little notification bell so you're always notified whenever we drop a new What Do We Know So Far video. Follow the Diz Insider on all social medias and visit thedizinsider.com for all your hit breaking news from the Disney company. And that's it for today, guys. I'm Derek, and I will see you in the castle.